there, everyone out there in podcast land. Welcome to the Adam Jones podcast. I'm Jerry Coleman. He, of course, over there is, I got it right, Adam Jones, the former five-time All-Star Gold Glove winner, Oriole legend, joining us here once again. Well, it's his podcast. Why wouldn't he be here? Today in episode number 19. We will be joined by Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins. Looking forward to catching up with the O's center fielder. Adam and I are going to discuss all the movement changes when it comes to stadiums and arenas. It's hard to keep track these days. Crypto has a lot to do with that. Adam's going to have a rant about fake memorabilia out there. Buyer beware, especially for those game-used Adam Jones bats. And stay tuned. We've got a big-time giveaway for one lucky contest winner, one that rated our podcast 5 stars. That's all you have to do. And wait till you see what this person's going to get. Compliments of our friends over at the Iron Rooster. Adam is leaving for Florida. He may be there. He may not be there. Where in the world is Adam Jones? But I'm sure it's purely coincidental that I do know the day that you're leaving, March 6th, is the day I'm arriving in Sarasota. So what's up with that, man? You avoiding me?
Everything is calculated that I do there, Gerald. Okay, everything is calculated.
It's Jerry. It's Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. Oh, yeah, Jerry. Everything's calculated. So, no, but it's scheduled as I work. My son needs me back for his birthday, so I'm going to be sitting floor seats at the FC Barcelona game.
Family first. Family first.
Number
if you
one.
want to play that card instead of soccer, I'll go with that. All right. Speaking of Sarasota, my future home probably, although my father doesn't know it yet. Let's head to Orioles spring training and catch up with their star center fielder. He is Cedric Mullins before he jets off to represent the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic. Ced, appreciate the time. He'll be joining us monthly, by the way, or at least bi-monthly. He just doesn't know that just yet. We signed an unofficial contract, maybe every other month in the season. So, Cedric, I want to know this. I'm going to start off this way. Do you still have the torch that Adam Jones passed to you many years ago? Is that somewhere, sitting in a basement somewhere, or did you just throw it in the recycle bin?
Nah, I bring it with me everywhere I go. Up in center, so everyone can see it. One of my trophies. But no, for sure, it's something that, like, the stuff that he talked to me just in that short amount of time. I preach to guys every day. Like, just make sure you get your stuff done, lock it in when you need to, and shoot. My goal of spring training is for no one to beat me at the field. That's something I could not do. It didn't matter what time I woke up. I tried. I was there at 5:30. He was there at 5. I was like, oh. Yeah, I gave it my best effort, but could not do it.
So what time you getting there now?
Well, I'm getting kind of lucky because some of the guys like to show up around 6:45, so 6:30 is the perfect mark.
Slackers.
Oh man, I'd be already 3 workouts in, lathered up, ready to go. That's the practice. I'd be ready. Don't even want to practice. Oh, yeah. I'm already done. Yeah, I want to ask you about the leadership role. Obviously now it's a new day. The last couple of years you was rebuilding. You were the forefront of it. You, Mancini's gone. You're the longest tenure. So obviously I want to ask about leadership roles because I was a leader. I passed the torch down to you. You're the longest tenured guy. You're not through a rebuild anymore. The rebuild is done. You guys is ready to kick some ass. That's true. That's a statement that I stand by firmly. I said that. I'll stamp that. Y'all ready to kick some ass. So as you spearheading this, how's the attitude and with teaching these young guys, like, look at, we ain't afraid. We coming for them. We coming for the East. We coming for these guys. How are you taking this leadership role? Is like, look at, we got to post up. We got to be ready. We have to take care of ourselves because these other teams is going to do that. How is that? How's taking that leadership role? Because you're a leader. You've always been one. Ever since I met you, you ain't afraid to talk. So how is it now when it's really all on you?
Yeah, I think based off of last year, really helped guys understand, what it takes to really get to where we want to be, the playoffs, deep in the playoffs, the World Series, and just to have that experience under their belt early and to come into spring training knowing what the expectations are for ourselves, minus the outside factors, fans, press, whatever the case. It's just knowing that we want that for ourselves now. It's not a matter of looking for the guys that, could possibly be those guys. We have those guys, and it's a matter of going out there and, like you said, we're ready to kick some ass and got to keep that mentality.
Also, over the last couple summers, I mean, you've been linked to trades. You know what I mean? Especially because going through a rebuild, you had, just unbelievable. You had 30-30 year. That's the first Orioles center fielder to ever had that. I had some good years. I ain't never done nothing like that. I've robbed a couple home runs. I ain't never done what you done. How is that now? It's like it went from, okay, we're going to trade you. We might have you because obviously you created so much value for yourself and you still have it. How is it now to where it's like, you are a center fielder? Obviously, there's some other people trying to catch you just like you were trying to come up on my tail. But how is that when, like, I'm the center fielder? I'm center fielder here. How is that when it's like, I'm a little more cemented?
Yeah, it definitely feels good, to have the trust from the organization to, like you said, take on that leadership role for, what we're trying to show for the next 5+ years. It definitely comes with its pressures, but, like you said, to kind of feel like I'm cemented, that I've grown as a player, as a person, to, be ready for the moment that's presented itself. Being the lead guy, the guy that leads off, the guy that makes things happen early to help us be successful. It's a great opportunity, and I just want to be able to take advantage.
As far as the rule changes go, they have been much discussed. You've had a chance to participate in a bunch of spring training games as you get set to leave for the World Baseball Classic. So they're trying to get you in as much as possible. Early impressions on the changes. Does the game seem quicker right now? Has it gone the way you anticipated? Or is there going to be a long adjustment period in your mindset?
I think it'll take a couple weeks to truly adjust. But, today was my second game, and it felt way easier. Like, I know the first game, I saw 3 pitches in literally 20 seconds. Like, it was...
Do you like that?
Hey, that threw me off for a little bit, but I learned how to kind of time myself, getting in the box, using my timeout properly, in a good situation. I was able to do that today. Felt a little rushed. I was like, hey, can I get that time? It was like, yeah, okay. So I was able to, and then ended with a good result. It was a perfectly called timeout. Was able to kind of decompress a little bit, get back in the box and make things happen. But I think overall, there might be some tweaks in the future with it. I don't know exactly what. I think for sure quicker games help to quicker recovery times. And it's just one of those things that, as a whole, throughout a whole season, I think it help out a lot.
So to follow up with that, leading off, I've led off a lot in my career. It's crazy. I think that's probably the spot where I had the most at-bats. Man, you hated leading off. Hated it. So being a center fielder, which it sucks because you have to sprint in. You got to get in there. And again, making catches at the wall don't care. The clock don't care about where you caught the ball. You know what I mean? So I used to bait it. Yeah. Like if I knew it was a right fielder's ball, I'd be like, okay, he gotta have that, and already zoom in, knowing that he better have that. Like, how is that? What's the time like? Because it used to be 2:15. Is it still 2:15?
Yes, it's still 2:15. Yeah, it's still 2:15. Hard to tell when they started exactly. It looked like today they started it when the pitcher was about to cross the line, coming off the field, which was weird. But I think the out was made it first, so just kind of time.
Okay.
But I've had compromises with some of the coaches, some of the players, like starting pitchers that aren't going to be playing that day. I said, hey, I'm going to need your help. Like all my stuff's going to be at the end of the dugout. Can you have it up at the top step so I can just grab it and walk straight to the on deck circle? And that's been working out really well. I've had today I had 3 at bats, probably average 50 seconds left getting to the on deck circle.
What if you catch a ball way out in the gap or something? You lead off the next inning. You're like, hey, I need you to come out to shortstop, and I need you to dap me up instead of the dugout. I need you to dap me up like at second base or something like that to start this clock a little bit different. What if that is the rule? So I need you to go out the next few days, and I need you to pay attention to that. Pay attention to if it's a ground ball to shortstop when the clock starts. When it's a fly ball to left field when the clock starts. A fly ball anytime, but pay attention to the pitcher crossing the line, because if you get onto something, you better tell every damn pitcher in your dugout, in your clubhouse, and be like, hey, look it. Nah, I just caught this ball. I dove. My ribs hurt a little bit. Let me catch my wind. You better not be in that dugout slamming your glove because you just, meet me at second base, brother. Pick me up. Carry me the rest of the way.
if I'm accurate with that guess, nah, you're 100% right. I'm like, look, I just chased down this ball. Ain't no telling how far it was. But I'm going to need you to look out for me a little bit because especially if I got to lead off. Whoa.
Exactly.
You know, if I don't have to lead off, hey, do your thing. I'll give me my water. You know, we'll chill, we'll dab each other up. But if I got to lead off that next inning, yeah, man, I'm gonna need you just to help me out a little bit.
100%.
That's a lot of running.
Then, hey, that needs to be an outfield meeting. When the pitchers had a meeting, you'd be like, hey, look it, man. It's been a tough week. It's hot. We're leading off. I need a blow, man. Jay, relax. Don't get to the dugout so quickly. I know you hot too. You don't need to get underneath so quickly. They rush to get underneath.
I'm gonna let them know. Be like, I love y'all, right? I'm out here making these plays. I need y'all to love me back just a little bit. But yeah, it'll be all right. We'll be all right.
100%. Pay attention to that.
Right.
Well, I know you're going to be wearing if there is one, or you create one, a stolen base chain. I don't know if that's necessary, but is the home run chain coming back for another season, Cedric?
I think the home run chain is coming back. I've had talks about making it like an actual chain link. I don't know, safety precautions with tossing it around and whatnot, but we had the plastic one. We used it a fair amount, so it was falling apart. We need something a little more sturdy.
Hey, as somebody who got banned for smacking the hell out of people with pies, who's just a simple pie, don't go to metal. Stick with the plastic. Just get a couple of them and just reuse them because it's cheaper and you ain't got to hear nothing from upstairs, man. Hey, I smacked everybody, and I couldn't smack you. I wanted to smack you as soon as you I was like, hey man, take the field, whack. Oh damn, we couldn't do that. See, come on, hey, don't go to real metal. Don't go to real metal.
I've seen petitions for the pie campaign to come back.
Exactly.
I'm getting tagged left and right.
Man, I want to man, it was fun. It was easy. It tasted good. It was everybody's favorite, but I hit a couple people too hard, broke Pierce's nose.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I got Trumbo real good. He wasn't too happy. CD wasn't too happy after too many. I didn't give a damn. He had less time. Rules are rules. So, yeah. Damn. Yeah, I didn't care if you had more money.
It was a little too hard on him. Dang.
It was a rule. It wasn't about money. It was a rule. Okay? It was rules, man. My pie man even this day. You care if you had 500?
We got the clubhouse rules mixed up in there.
Hey, Cedric, I wanted to ask you about the decision to abandon switch hitting. It's something a lot of people can't even do, reaching professional baseball. You decided to go from one side of the plate. How do you feel like that's worked out for you offensively and long term? I mean, you're going to be negotiating a contract. I don't know if that helps your negotiating position in terms of saying, hey, I can bat from either side of the plate, or you just decided to stay on the left.
Yeah, it just got to the point where, the negotiating the positives of hitting from both sides of the plate. It only matters if I was putting up numbers from both sides of the plate. It wasn't happening. I was struggling from the right side, basically my whole career, but it helped get me to this point. But at that point, it was a matter of making, a decision to keep me in the bigs. And that was the biggest one. And, me making adjustments here and there. First year was really strong left on left. Second year, pitchers made adjustments. Third year is me to come back in and make more adjustments and have another successful year with it.
I love that. You know what I mean? Because the big leagues, it's not about how. I mean, no, I'm sorry. It's not about why. It's about how. You understand the big leagues. You got called up. Yeah, I mean, you have some minor league years that were just amazing. Get called up, get sent down, get off the roster, call back up, All-Star, 30-30, 30 for 30. And it's just like it's revamped. You're not just a player. You're one of the top center fielders in the game. Obviously, there's the Trout. That's pretty much the only guy that really got ahead of you at this point. To be honest with you,
Mookie.
Mookie's the right fielder, buddy. Won't you pay attention to where people play positions, man? You're rude, man. You gonna disrespect my brother on this.
Sorry about that. You're number two. You're number two.
Go back.
Although I have you ahead of Trout. I got you ahead of Trout.
Mookie's trying to go back to the infield. He don't even want to run no more. You know what I'm saying? But just like
that man beast.
A beast. Yeah, beast. But just like the trials and tribulations, man, you've been through it. And like you're able to tell, and you've seen it. You've been through it, but the last couple of years with the Orioles teams, and especially even last year, it was still a bunch of guys, Chirinos, Odor, and those guys I grew up with. I mean, especially Chirinos, came up with them. It's like guys who've really, really been through it and like able to pass down that information, not just to you, to other catchers, but you're able to pass that down to other outfielders who are getting a chance. Like you claimed off of waivers. Hey, you might be here for today. You might be here for 3 weeks. It all depends on how you approach this. And like, are you like, pep talking some guys like, hey, even if they're older, just like, hey, I don't know. It's kind of hard to really,
Yeah, I feel like I'm in such a middle stage that sometimes it is interesting with those conversations. I mean, in terms of outfield, I might be the oldest, or I might be the oldest. I know a couple of guys. I don't know how old Mazzara is. Just got him, but past that, yeah. So, for guys that are, trying to make those adjustments, trying to figure out what it takes to be a big leaguer, I'm just like, hey, you doing your thing. You being your own player is the first step to that. But then it's a matter of knowing what adjustments you need to make past what you do. And it's like, okay, what can I address? And that's for each offseason. It's like, what can I address to make myself just a little bit better going into the next season, but also keeping, what got me here.
Exactly. And this is important to ask this because not many opportunities arise where you get a coaching staff where you're about to see. You're about to have some great coaches, but obviously most notably Ken Griffey Jr., Swingman, Air, Up There, all these different names. I mean, damn. Although he's the hitting coach, you know what I mean? I petitioned to be the outfield coach and the hitting coach and, all this. No, but like you get to be around Griffey for three weeks intimately. Like we were, it's intimate. It's like it's going to be spring training with Team USA. Like it's going to be the same exact thing, exactly what you're doing now. It's going to be the same thing, same mold, same structure, but you're going to have obviously Team USA and it's some big important games. And you're going to be around this amazing team of just the game's best players. I've done it twice. How you going into this? Are you ready? Because it's hard, going forward. Because I did 13 and 17. 13 was different because I'm like, I'm young, I can do this. I'm like, oh, well, damn, I didn't know playing 9 innings was this hard. Especially in March. I ain't played 9 innings in March for a long time. That's bougie. I don't care what you say. But it's like, are you ready? Are you ready physically? Are you ready mentally to don Team USA's colors against the world's best competition?
Yeah, I'm 100% ready mentally. Physically, I think I've been focused on just trying to rev up my legs.
All right, Cedric, I got a question for you. And I haven't asked Adam this, but center fielder to center fielder, because you may not know this, but we had 2 people hurt in Little League, and they asked me to play center field for 2 innings. So I got to ask you, as a former center fielder, you being a current one at a much higher level, the avoidance of the collision. I said to Adam, I've seen it be dangerously close between whether you and Austin, you and Anthony, you and someone else out there. You have control. You have the final say. How much is that worked on during spring training? And then again, maybe a refresher course during the regular season? Because to me, it appears more prevalent than it has in the past.
Yeah, it's huge to be able to have played with those guys, even in the minors. Little athleticism kicks in, and I can cut out the way or whatever the case. But we've avoided, I don't even have to knock on wood on this because we just do really well with it.
I was fortunate enough to play with 3 potential center fielders, Markakis and McLeod for Diaza. Like these are 3 center fielders who are just, a center fielder. You're a ball. You're a ball hawk. That's what you. That's the job. Is to catch the ball from everybody else. Because if you're in center, you probably got a little bit better hands than other people. But I mean, I had a guy with better hands than right, so I was fortunate. That some bitch was good, man. I still miss playing with him, man. It's been 10 years. I miss playing with that man. But it's like, I always said with them dudes, and I always had meetings in spring training, me, Kirby, and we just had meetings that look at it. You don't need, the corner outfielders don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. It's like you don't need to say nothing because I ain't gonna say nothing if I'm gonna catch the ball. And if the ball's hit directly to you or somewhere you're gonna go as a corner outfielder, just go get it. And even with the crowd noise, you can hear on the field. And a couple I got it, and all, depending on the language you use, the communication I cussed a lot when I was in outfield. These guys like, man, get your ass out the way. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Move. You know what I mean? That's me in outfield. Like, move. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But I didn't have to do once Markakis and Diaz and McClough left. I had Trumbo and Mancini. They didn't want to catch the ball. No, they didn't want to catch it. No. They were like, no. Damn.
You get it.
And that's why you look at their highlights. My last year with them, they diving for stuff that they didn't have no need to dive for. Flat foot diving. Like, you know what I mean? So, it's like you just have to. It's the communication, and it's understand. Hayes is a center fielder by trade. That means, and he's an aggressive human being. He wants the ball, so you got to tame him, especially when you're in center. But when he's in center, let him be who he is. But when he's in the corner, hey, bruh, I get it.
Yeah,
but
and like you said, like we know, I know he's got a cannon for an arm. So I'm like, hey, if you have that angle, I don't even. We know pre-pitch. Like,
exactly.
Hey, you got this angle, you take it.
All those things.
People
don't pay attention to those type of things. That like, oh, why did this outfielder throw that ball in this situation? Because he had an angle. He might have a better arm. Like, it's just all different things that I gave other throws to other guys. I took other throws from a lot of my left fielders, majority of the left fielders. Ooh, I took a lot of their throws that I shouldn't have. But I'm like, hey, you ain't gonna do nothing with it. But you have to do that. But that's communication. But the foundation that is right now though. The foundation is not, we did this during batting practice. No. We did this in the drills out there at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, talking to each other. Like, look, this is how we're going to communicate. These are our cadences. This is how we're going to talk. And when you hear this, even with the Latin guys, especially younger guys that English is not as great. Hey, we speak enough Spanish to where we can communicate everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So the communication, that's why I say when people run into each other, it's usually two really aggressive center fielders that are ones matched up. Yeah. When it's a center fielder with two DHs, your hips gonna feel like mine. Amazing.
All right, Ced. Appreciate your time. We know you got an early morning rise. That's the way it works in spring training. So appreciate you taking the time again, and we'll see you in a few months.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
See you.
All right, there he goes. Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins. And Adam, I mean, the 30 year obviously raised his profile, but you have watched this kid evolve since day one.
Day one. I mean, I heard about him when he was getting drafted. They were like, yeah, this kid out of small college, he knows what he's doing. I'm like, man, okay, I see him. Show me some video. Because Showalter's big about video. And I seen a lot of video of him. And, when he came to spring training, I told Showalter, bring him around spring training. And that was Showalter's biggest, I think one of his best attributes is putting the people that he knows are going to be in this situation around people who've already been in this situation. I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, because that's a talent evaluator also.
And that gives me an idea. We should have Buck on the podcast, and we could just ask him ourselves, right?
That'd be great. But he's just such a talent evaluator. And, hey, Ced been through some trials and tribulations, but the last couple of years, he took the bull by the horns and said, look it. Yep. USA, and go O's. All right, more on the podcast to come. But first, we want to mention our dedicated, loyal sponsors, BMW of Towson, home of the best service department in all of Baltimore. BMW of Towson. They're easily located just off York Road, exit 26A off I-695. I speak from firsthand experience. They have the best service department around, very customer friendly, and that waiting room, man, all the beverages they have in there, first class. The waiting room.
I love the waiting room. Be more around town. I don't like every waiting room, especially the doctors, but the one at BMW of Towson, first class. BMW of Towson, along with Be More Around Town, also first class. Their opening day orange tailgate is approaching. It's coming up Thursday, April the 6th. Last year, over 2,000 fans attended. It's all inclusive. BeMoreAroundTown.com is the place to check it out. It will sell out. And did I mention open bar? Also, the good folks over at the Weinman Company, who are simply the best. By G Leaf Medical Cannabis. Visit gleaf.com for free home delivery for qualified Maryland patients only. And the banner offering 6 months of unlimited digital access for just $1. Visit thebaltimorebanner.com/AJ to get started. Again, that website, thebaltimorebanner.com/AJ. 6 months unlimited digital access for just $1. All right, let's get in the rocket ship, or for you, the private jet, and travel beyond Baltimore. And we got a lot to talk about in terms of stadium name changes and arena name changes. But you had something you wanted to add about our fine sponsors?
Yeah, by the way, I'm going to meet with Be More Around Town down in Florida, in Sarasota specifically. I'm not going to tell you exactly when because you are always nosy. But
I am.
And also, I'm trying to meet with the Weinmans, with Mr. Dennis Weinman, but his schedule is busier than mine. So, hey, it might not work out, but the call is out. Therefore, the love is out. So, hey, sponsors, just know when I'm in your presence, I might pop up.
And he may be in Baltimore at some point this summer. We're not going to mention when, where, or how, but he may be. We'll just leave it at that. I did want to move on beyond Baltimore. And you and I have been discussing for a while, kind of off the air, all these stadium and arena name changes. You know, when we were growing up, me a lot longer before you, man, I was in high school when you were born, I just realized. But when I was growing up, it was Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. Yep. And for you, I presume it was Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. They had no corporate names attached to them. I don't think anyone did at that point. But then it caught on. I don't know who was the first, but the proliferation of this has gotten so out of control, it's hard to remember what the original name of the place was, whether it be Enron or something like that before that. The good thing, you know, around here, I mean, forget PSI Net Stadium because no one remembers that PissNet Stadium. It's now M&T Bank. I just call it Raven Stadium. But God bless the Angeloses in Camden Yards. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, Memorial Stadium, never had a corporate name attached to it. And for that, I say much respect, Adam.
Well, Oriole Park at Camden Yards is the oldest new stadium. You know what I mean? So I think just that's why they've maintained that. They maintained it. With that said, they're like pre everybody else in terms of the marketing, simple marketing. I mean, I remember when you said Fulton County Stadium, what came? Turner. Turner's a brand. Mm-hmm. What came after that? Truist, Banks.
There was Coca-Cola Field and all that too.
M&T Bank. I grew up at Jack Murphy Stadium. They went to Qualcomm Stadium at Jack Murphy Field. You see, we were talking about Jack Murphy was a media
former
guy.
Sports writer.
Yeah. You get a stadium named after you? You're a sports writer? Damn.
I know.
I mean, damn.
You think that would happen these days?
Hell no.
Skip Bayless Field?
Oh, goodness. That place would be just litter. But, like, when I seen Qualcomm come in, what Qualcomm did was they added the technology to the stadium. They added a new scoreboard. They added more things. They added more money. They added more interest. That's basically what it is these days. It's more money. It's more money. Duh. I mean,
well, there's still holdouts.
But look at the evaluation of every franchise purchased when they were purchased to now. The Orioles were purchased at 173 in 1992, because my wife's family missed out by a few million. I'm like, a few million at that price, you missed out on a few million. I'll slap your shit out of yourself. Okay, you missing out on a few million at that price. Come on, man. But just for you to be in the ballpark, and you know, I mean, it is just tremendous. But look at the valuation. They're making hand over fist once they sell. Again, when you keep the money into a business, people always think that, you know, that they have all this money right now. Well, they might, but it's not all in cash. It's in the business. But it's about money. I came to Jacobs Field when I first got to the big leagues. I remember Jacobs Field. Yep. I still call it the Jake. I still to this day call it the Jake. It's progressive. I get it. Flow and all them damn commercials. I get it. Flow. You know what I mean? But I don't care about all that. It's the Jake. You know. But then you got Petco now, and you got it's marketing. It's
But
business.
there are holdouts. There are holdouts, and some of the teams that I'm going to
Who?
mention are making buku cash because they have other deals, like the Yankees and Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park,
Come on,
Wrigley
Yankee Stadium.
Field,
Come on, Yankee
Lambeau
Stadium.
Field in the
Yankee
NFL,
Stadium.
Arrowhead Stadium.
Yankee Stadium. You said Wrigley. Wrigley's a chewing gum that's lasts forever.
I thought it was named after a guy. I don't know if he invented the chewing gum or not.
You got Fenway. Fenway can't change. Are you kidding me? Like Wrigley, Fenway, they can't change. Lambeau can't change.
Curly Lambeau, adding a corporate name, slapping a logo
from Curly Lambeau. That's why they're a public traded company. The Packers are publicly traded. Go buy yourself some stock. My brother bought himself some stock. He's a damn Packers fan. I don't know. No, it's not. It might be once they trade Aaron Rodgers.
We'll see about that. In Cincinnati, though, I mean, Mike Brown, who is one of the cheapest owners in all of pro sports, it was called Paul Brown Stadium. Yeah. And now they have sold it to, I think a company called Paycor. I mean, he sold out his dad.
He didn't sell out his dad. His dad would have sold out his ass too. His dad would have sold out himself.
No one wanted to put a name on that stadium.
His dad would have sold out himself for all that money. Look it. Well, I get naming things. You can have a statue, but when it comes to generational, not even generational. Jimmy, it is generational, I guess. Decade generational. Jeez. Yeah, no, you do it. You do it. Because look it. You don't have to use your own money to improve your stadiums. You don't have to use your own personal money to make the experience better for the fans. But, so that makes so much sense. What? The legacy of the name?
No.
Change. That'd be bad. That'd be bad.
I'm just saying.
Imagine that being. I don't even know what it's just like. Atlas Group Stadium, because they're the biggest food bank.
You better not get in bed with the wrong partner, like Crypto.com, like FTX, like Enron.
True. Very true.
But you better do some betting of these people.
They got their money. But the Heat, the Lakers, they had to the Astros, they had to go. The Heat are going to have to find another sponsor. The Astros did in Minute Maid, and are they still Minute Maid?
I don't think so anymore.
I don't know.
Should be called something else, but
that's
I don't
what I'm saying.
So it's call it Cheaters Ballpark.
Nah, that's you naming every ballpark in the league, then, brother. So.
I mean, even the New York Giants, the football Giants, have sold out to MetLife Stadium along with the Jets.
So the Giants sold out, not the Jets, huh? You're going to exclude one team to the biggest
they both did. They both get money.
New York, the biggest insurance company. You're going to say, it's insurance. It's an insurance company. I got MetLife Insurance, okay? MetLife. You crazy?
They got it for the Jets and the Giants, but the Boston Garden.
It's money.
The Boston Garden is called the Fleet Center.
Oh, no.
It's the Boston Garden.
The Fleet Center. It used to be the Guardian, then it used to be the Fleet. I remember those are great names. Now it's TD?
Yeah, TD Garden.
TD Ameritrade. Yeah, TD Ameritrade. Big money, buddy. Big money.
And sorry, Jerry, it's Cowboys Stadium, not AT&T, whatever.
Have you seen in Boston what they've done around the stadium? It is amazing. They've invested money into the bars, the infrastructure, made just things safer and better. Jerry World, that's what it's really known as. AT&T Stadium, who cares? But if you've seen the surroundings around what they've done, Atlanta, what they've done, like these baseball stadiums and football stadiums are not just stadiums anymore. They're like multifunctional, like weekend. It's like Walt Disney World, honestly.
Destination spots.
When you go to Atlanta, it's Walt Disney World. You have a hotel. You have 3 hotels, probably more. You have bowling alleys, movie theaters, 10 to 15 food places, a beautiful stadium, a huge just yard for kids and adults to run around, have drinks, and just frolic. I like that word. With one another, and it's a great place to just, even if you're not going to attending the actual game, you can watch the game. You can do so many things, and that's the blueprint teams are taking, or the organizations are taking, because why am I gonna like Philly, 3 massive stadiums? You know how far it is to get to a damn bar? You got to go back downtown.
I was going to say there's nowhere near, but the interstate's nearby, so that's convenient.
But you still have to go back downtown.
Yeah.
There's one place that they have that's right by the stadium, but it's like 10,000 cars, even more than that, right? It's like you need just a place to look at. Do all this in one spot and take your ass to bed.
We could do stadium talk for a whole podcast. I could complain about how far away the airport from the stadium is in Kansas City. We could go on and on, but
that's all right.
Tighten your seatbelts, folks, because Adam Jones is about to rant about fake memorabilia out there. It caught your eye online, and you went off. And now you can go off here.
Hey, man, look it. I understand that athletes are, and celebrities, if you want to put that in that realm, are of people of importance, and you think that them signing this is going to validate you and make you better and doing all this stuff. It won't. It's cool, and I think it's a fantastic hobby. I think it is a job for a lot of people. It is an enterprise. It's a billion-dollar industry. I get that. When you get some rare stuff, it's fantastic. Obviously, baseball players right now, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge are going for the top prices because these are Manny Machado entered that ballpark also because these are people that have potential to be in the Hall of Fame. Clayton Kershaw last year, Verlander, plenty of people. But there's too many people out there selling some bull. Okay? You can't sell bull. You can't sell fake game used. You can't sell fake autographed. You can't sell something that is false. Again, as an athlete who signed so many things and been violated so many times by the fans and the autograph people, because at the end of the day, they don't give one ass crack about me, the athlete. They care about me signing it. They say, one more. I'm sorry. They don't give a damn about the athlete, okay? Stop selling fake stuff because it first off, you're damaging your reputation. You're pissing off the person who might want to come at you with some hands when they out of money. People don't like getting screwed out of money. So as the memorabilia people out there, and I got some good friends in the memorabilia business, please just be authentic, man. I get it. You want to make the next buck. You got bills. I get it. I respect it. I respect the hustle. I respect you sending stuff to Florida, Arizona, flying out all these places, sending out hotels. I don't respect that one damn bit. You sick bastards. Stay away from them damn hotels. I hate that. I always hated that. Players hate that. But just be authentic, man. Because if you're authentic and you just tell us, hey, look, man, I got a collection. I be authentic with us. We love that. If you say this is a one-on-one, this is for my kid, we love that. Just be authentic. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. That's cool. That's what sports is about. You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
I love the interaction, and you love to interact, and so do we with our fans. And that brings us to our Socially Speaking segment, where we answer a tweet or social media post or even an email, and we're going to have a big prize giveaway coming up, so stay tuned. It's all courtesy of the Iron Rooster, which is offering a $100 gift card to our social media winner this week. And there will be more to come from the folks at the Iron Rooster, Cock-a-doodle-doo, home of legendary hospitality and breakfast all day. It's delicious. They have locations in Annapolis, Canton, Hunt Valley, and McHenry Row. And thanks to Kyle and the folks at the Iron Rooster for the $100 gift card. Now, we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Excuse me?
I got a big-ass Pop-Tart.
They sure do. Oh,
yeah.
Delish. When you come to town, we'll have to hit one of them. Yeah. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Adam Jones Pod, or email at the Adam Jones Pod. The Adam Jones Pod at gmail.com is where you can find us. This week we received via Instagram. Her name is Jennifer Harshman, and she wrote, Jennifer Harshman Fultz, want to get everything in there, including the maiden name and the married name. On Instagram, quote, one of my faves, always loved Jonesy and the grit, swag, and authentic perspective he brings to everything. Thank you for putting a great podcast out there. Looking forward to more in the future. She didn't rate the podcast, though. I'm sorry about that, Jennifer. So that doesn't make you qualified for our giveaway, even though
you did all that work, and the easiest part was the 5 stars.
Yeah, all you had to do was just rate us 5 stars and send us the evidence. And that's what Guy Green Jr. did. As you can see, if you're watching via YouTube, Guy Green Jr., it says rabid baseball fan, game used bat collector is one of his hobbies. Make sure you get the real one, Guy. But what you're getting is a real gift card from the Iron Rooster. You gave us 5 stars, wrote it. It's fun to listen to and informative when talking about the podcast. Give it a listen. So there you go, guy. What a guy. Adam, real quickly, what do you have planned as the World Baseball Classic approaches and spring training's underway?
Well, I have a job with baseball assistance team bad, so I'll be in Florida trying to beg people for money to donate to a charity that some people might need to use in the future. You never know how careers end up. Some end up great, like Machado. Some end up like others. So, I'll be in Florida touring a little bit, and then I'll be back in Florida a little bit for the WBC, the semifinals and the finals. So it'll be one episode that's going to be cool down here again in Florida. And hopefully we can get like a superstar that's like, I don't even know who we plan at this point, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, the WBC is going to be, it's exciting. I think the spring train's exciting. The Orioles spring train's exciting. Hopefully they can get more on TV, because I'll just be seeing these tweets from Rock and Dan, and I don't want to see the damn tweets. I want to see some video evidence, not from the cell phone footage. You know what I mean? You got all these,
not many games on TV. We can talk about that with the big boss of the Orioles.
We got to talk about that with the big boss. Just trying to get the big boss locked in. I'm going to have dinner with the big boss soon. So let's see what I can do.
All right, there you got an exclusive there. Before we go, thanks to our loyal and dedicated sponsors, and a few more great ones are coming our way, so we're happy to say that. BMW of Towson, home of the best service department in all of Baltimore. BMW of Towson, easily located just off York Road and exit 26A off I-695. By Be More Around Town, BeMoreAroundTown.com. Their opening day orange tailgate coming up on Thursday, April the 6th. Over 2,000 attended last year. Head to BeMoreAroundTown.com. Open bar, live band, a lot of partying before the Orioles go out and win on their opening day festivities, which should be exciting and hopefully good weather. Also, the good folks at the Wyman Company are simply the best. Thanks to Dennis. Hopefully Adam can catch up with you guys. Also, G-Leaf Medical Cannabis Company. Visit gleaf.com. They offer free delivery medical cannabis for qualified patients only in Maryland. And the banner offering 6 months unlimited digital access for just $1. Head to thebaltimorebanner.com/AJ to get started. Thanks to senior executive producer Chip Franklin for putting this episode together. The man goes above and beyond. I'm not going to make a Zoom joke this week, at least around him. Go out and subscribe to the banner. Reach us on social media. Be kind, be aware, be real, and be back next week.
Por favor.